Today we are bringing you another episode of In Conversation. And today I'm in conversation with General Iswaran, who has been a colleague with me during service and whom I have been interacting with as part of running this platform, MRO Channel Forum. And I'm really looking forward to interviewing him today and to get to know more about the persona behind the person. So, General Iswaran, can you give us a little bit about from where, what brought you to where you are today? General Iswaran, please.
Yeah. Firstly, sir, thank you so much to ask me to speak to you. In fact, nobody listened to somebody's life story, and you've been very nice to invite us. And asking a veteran to talk about yourself, nothing any more than that. Really interesting. I mean, you hit the nail on the head. So, talking about my life, I would like to use one word: serendipity. Serendipity is the word for my life. Because serendipity means everything, something happened by chance and turned out to be good. In my life, I never got anything what I wanted, ever. But whatever I got, it turned out to be good. So God has been very kind, and that has given me a lot of faith in the Almighty and also made me a spiritual man. So I'm grateful to Him. So I'll basically start not very early, but my toughest point of my life was in class 11th, after the 11th board, when you have to select for various engineering colleges, etc. And my idea was very clear. Right from my childhood days, I was basically a scientist and engineer kind of a person. A lot of mental, technical activities that I used to do, and I had to become an engineer and join IIT. And army was nowhere in on my radar. So I had appeared for IIT entrance exam after the some coaching, etc. Then applied for all the engineering colleges in whole of India, plus local engineering colleges. But unfortunately, I did not get through IIT. And from various other colleges like RECs, like nowadays IIT used to be RECs those days. So I only started getting rejection letter from all the RECs, various RECs, Warangal, Suratkal and all that. And local engineering colleges also, I didn't have any chance. Although my marks were good, but somehow I really upset. And for good about first 2-3 months after my board exam, nothing was coming through. And meanwhile, what had happened was in my class, my fellow student showed me some papers of NDA. And in that, I had read that you get a good strenuous training for 3 years plus 1 year, and thereafter you become into shape one, and you have good perks and privileges, good salary, etc. They showed. So Maneka, that's very good. So why not try that? So I had gone home. I told my dad that there is something known as NDA. I heard. So next day, my dad got the forms and we filled it up. And I actually wanted to be a pilot, so more of an Air Force guy. So I said fine. So we filled up that also. So meanwhile, while I was getting this, I was trying for engineering college because basically I want to be engineer. I had also applied for this, and it so happened that the exams, the NDA exam also came between, and I did not study at all because I was preparing for IIT, and we had gone out for some shutti and came back without any preparation. I gave my NDA exam, and as luck would have it, I cleared the NDA exam. Then I went for SSB. SSB also they had invited, and they were giving a ticket. So I said, okay, why not try the SSB for Air Force? I cleared that also. I cleared my PABT as well. And in those days, there was no coaching. And then when I went for my medicals at Bangalore, there, of course, they had some problems, some medical issues. They said, you are not fit for Air Force. We can only give you Army or Navy. I said, fine. So as far as NDA was concerned, that chapter was closed. So I said, okay, I came back home. And I was waiting for my other college results. Luckily, in the month of December, after about 3-4 months, I got a call from BITS Pilani. Now, BITS Pilani is also equally good college. I was in Chennai and that was in Rajasthan. So we started preparing for that. I felt very proud and very happy about myself, at least that somebody has given me a recognition. I am going to BITS Pilani. So I packed up my stuff and all the way in that winter of January, I went to BITS Pilani. And on my own, my father and all, nobody came with me. I got admitted, started attending classes and all that. After I started attending classes and all that, within a couple of days, I got a signal from my dad saying that selected for NDA. Advise return immediately. Now I was confused. I am sitting in Bits Pilani and a NDA call has come. Now what do I do? And my father says, you come back. And there it so happened that in Pilani, the college, they were ragging, a little bit of ragging was there. So I said, okay, let me get rid of this ragging. At least I'll go to India, I'll be happier. Not realizing that India will be much more ragging. So anyway, I came back all the way from down Rajasthan to Chennai and then packed up to NDA, joined NDA in January 77. And there in NDA, in third or fourth term again, I joined Navy cadet, in fact. I thought I'll be a Navy cadet. But in fourth term, they decided that there's no vacancy in Navy now, so you'll be pushed to Army. Now, there's no choice. I'm stuck. Because in the fourth term, they tell you, where do I go? So I said, okay, fine. That's my luck. I'll go on with it. So I started doing my normal training in NDA. And when then I finally reached the sixth term, and sixth term is the term when NDA, ex-NDA, you will agree that you're almost like a king. There's nobody to bully you. You have a very best of time. But beginning of sixth term, I lost my father. So that really upset me very badly. And I was actually not very keen on training after that, but I had to do it because my mother and my brother were at Chennai and I had to look after them. And my only aim in life was to get a job quickly and so that I can look after them. So I passed out of NDA, then I went to IMA. And IMA also, I was almost in a neutral gear. So I just was not very keen anywhere. So that is why my merit was also very low. And somehow I managed to get through IMA. And because of my domestic issues, I was slightly worried. And there also I opted for EME. I gave a choice of EME. I said, I am a BITS Pilani student and basically I'm engineering bent of mind. But because of my merit, they did not give me EME. They pushed me into artillery. Okay, fine. Even I passed out from IMA, nobody came from home because my mother couldn't come and my brother was too young. So there's nobody to pick me also. I only got one of my friends to do my picking. Somehow I went and joined the RT and all that. So I joined the regiment in Devlali. And RT, of course, I had seen two regiments. For 5 years I was there. So it was reasonably good I did. In artillery, after about 4 years, there was the option of joining Aerope. I said, at least now I can become a pilot because the pilot dream was always there. So I opted for Aerope. I went for a medical test and all that. There again, they conducted some operation on my ear part, ENT portion, and they declared me H2. They said, you're unfit for flying because of some hearing problem. In spite of the operation, it could not be set right. So I really again very upset that my one more dream of becoming a pilot is gone. So I came back to the regiment with the medical category add-on. Before that, I was shape one. And in that, they said that you have to avoid exposure to all loud noises. Now, artillery, there's nothing but loud noises. And I can't do anything. Any advanced course or long gunnery staff course, I can't do because of RT shelling. You have to do a lot of firing there. So then I said, okay, let me try and apply for a change of arm. So I gave an application to the Army headquarters saying that I have no scope in the artillery anymore. And I am ex-BITS Pilani student also. And my choice in IMA was also EME. So kindly give me EME. So in 86, I was finally given permission to move to EME. So after about 9 years of roaming around the countryside, I came back to the engineering stream. I said, okay, fine. Now, after I joined DME, it was like, fish to water. Like, basically, I'm a engineering aptitude was there. I was good in studies always. And I did well on all the courses. And rest, as they say, is history. So that is how it happened. And I was more of a unwilling passenger to join the army. And then during a degree course, I had, again, a big mishap when I took on to hang gliding because that flying aptitude was always there. So I took on to hang gliding. And the hang gliding also did very well because I had cleared my PABT already. And I started doing very well in hang gliding. And my instructor was so confident that he said, okay, one day he said, you take off from the top of the cliff. I said, fine, because if you have faith in me, I have no problem. But that day, unfortunately, it was too windy and too much of gushy wind was blowing. And it tried to topple my hang glider upside down. So somehow I had some sense of mind. I controlled it and started pulling it down. And when I started pulling it down, it started nosediving. And then I could see the ground coming very close to me at breakneck speed. So immediately I was in just a presence of mind to put a big brake, like you push it up, you can break the speed of the hang glider. But somehow it was too late and I crash landed from about 70, 80 feet. And I broke almost every bone in my body. And I was almost dead, in fact. But somehow I survived and God's grace. And I was in hospital for about 4 months. I lost my term also. I had to lose 1 full year of my degree course and somehow recovered, became shape one again and joined. That is how the life is. So that was the thing how I the thing joined the army. And even one more thing I'd like to add here is that right from my childhood days, I was very much particular about doing things right. I never liked if somebody did something wrong or break a rule or something like that or whatever. And anything of that kind. So that was there in me. So that also became a big challenge in the army because my seniors didn't like it, my juniors didn't like it. So somehow I've been very kind and uh, the challenges I could face in the army. I'm very grateful to the GOC of Delhi area, General Maninder, who gave me an opportunity to conduct a seminar on national character building in Delhi, inviting no less than a person like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. And that was one of the very happy points of my life. And based on that seminar, which went off very well, we organized a silver medal in all the Delhi area schools, about 12 of them. Character and competence award in all the schools. Like we normally give awards for academics, we give awards for sports to all the children, but nobody gives award for character. So character and competence award was a holistic assessment of a child. So those awards were instituted, and similar awards I instituted in my base workshop also, 505 Army Base Workshop at Delhi. And that was a very satisfying period for me. And thereafter, later in when I commanded a CAT establishment at Baroda, I also conducted the 7 habits of highly effective people, which was based on a lot of principles and values and complete work-life balance, and made focus on good relationship. So that was again a very satisfying period for me. With the permission of Army Commander, I could conduct about 20 plus workshops, which each workshop was 20 hours, 2 days workshop. So we conducted more than 20 workshops and about 400 plus officers were trained, including EME school, local units, even Army Southern Command headquarters also. So that was a very, very satisfying period. Now, after retirement, I've been lot into value-based education, personality development, actually giving lectures all over in schools, colleges, different institutions, and various courses in the army, plus industry and State Bank of India. Also, I conducted several workshops on personality development for the branch managers, and I'm also writing books on that. In addition to that, I'm also into a lot of painting, a passion which was there always me, oil painting, which I am now making a lot of painting for different institutions and spending a lot of time. And lastly, I'm into a lot of social service because I feel it's a time that we give it back to the society. Army has given us so much. The society has given us so much. The nation has given us so much. And we should be really grateful to them. So the time that we give it back. So for that, I have created a website which is with the help of a firm in Delhi, Handy Solver, which is the www.helpandserve.in. It is a kind of a Facebook uh, kind of a thing, which is a mutual help platform for the armed forces community. Everybody from Army, Navy, Air Force, including their families, can join and they can accept mutual help all over the world. In addition to that, I have started a free matrimonial site on that, educational advice, medical advice, financial advice, plus counseling. Somebody has stress related issues, etc. And everything is free. And I have sponsored the whole thing. So that we have about 500 plus members already in that. So that is again a very satisfying venture which I am actively involved. Otherwise, I am nowadays also working on a project of moral infrastructure development. Like we have heard of physical infrastructure, we have heard of mental infrastructure. I am working about the moral infrastructure. And that is basically to build value system in the society. And that is a concept paper which I am writing. And hopefully that will also go through. So we want that people should think big. And all of us together, if we all dream together, I'm sure we can achieve. So this is my life that I come. And I'm only grateful to God for everything.
Thank you very much. It's been very fascinating listening to that. And so the first question which I come to from your story is that in the initial ages, initial time of your younger time, the challenge of the indecision and the competition which you face at class 11, then moving into a phase where you had to make a choice between not succeeding somewhere but succeeding somewhere else, then making a choice, having a choice to be made. Then after that, having this terrible thing happen to you, losing your father while you were in NDA. So all of this, very situations came in your life. So what was it that you would say that the one aspect of your character which you would like to share with the viewers, which helped you face these challenges at that very young age, Jalesh?
Yeah, basically, I've always been a very spiritual man. So that is what I would always. Spiritualism is not about religion always, of course. And that is the reason I've had a lot of faith in God, and uh, maybe that faith I had in God Almighty helped me go ahead. And I kept on going with my head down. And the blessings of seniors, blessings of elders and seniors again is very, very important in life. So that is why I always tell the youngsters that seek blessings of your parents and all elders, because those blessings really matter. And whether you believe it or not, it is true. So those are the things that which kept me going, and that's what. I mean, it's a tough time, but we had it. Because of that, I could go through.
Then later on, when you now you have become free after your retirement, you have gone into I think into sort of a aspect where you are helping people to uh, face the challenges of life in some way, by character building or by looking at it from a moral point of view, doing the right thing as you mentioned. So, what is the driving force, which gives you the energy to do all of this over and above what you were otherwise doing? Alisha?
Yeah, it is a passion. In fact, we heard General Ashok Kumar also other day. It is all passion. So passion is very, very important in life. And that is also one thing said that after retirement, you must have a passion. In fact, one thing which I did after retirement is, again, like we always work out vision, mission, and KRAs when you are serving in various units. So after retirement, the first thing I said I did was to work out my vision, mission, and KRAs for rest of these 20 years that I'm going to spend after retirement, and made my whole family sit down together. We all decided that what is to be done, especially my wife. We had to sit down with her. What is that you want to do, and what is that I should want to do? Both of us should be generally on the same track, and we worked out a vision and mission. Ki, what is that we want to achieve? My aim is ki, that what I want to be when I look when I on the last day of my life, like when I am about to go leave this world, what is that I want my people, my friends to talk about me and think about me? So that is the driving force I have, because that is something really passionate, because I want that when I am leaving this world, जैसे कबीर also said कि जब हम इस दुनिया में आए तो I was crying when I came into this world, but when I go, I want people to cry for it. So that kind of thing. So that is a kind of a passion which is there, a very strong passion. So I have this passion of value system right from my childhood days, plus the service that I want to give it. So it is a passion which is driving me. And even, in fact, even after retirement, I am having a very, very tight schedule. I have to plan my day and my week. In fact, my wife also finds it difficult to talk to me sometimes because I am into so many activities, and that keeps me driving. So that passion is very much required. That is something like even some Japanese author had written about that ikigai. So you must have a passion in life, something to get up every day, and you're looking forward to. So without that, life is nothing.
So you use this word value system. This so obviously this comes in from what you have been saying. Value system has been there with you throughout. Maybe that has been part of your strength. And so, where did you actually feel that you got this value system as you were growing up, and what were the influences which made you have this very strong value system? Yeah, Ishwar?
If I look back, it was in fact a very younger age, maybe class 4 or 6, 5 or 6, something like that. It had come naturally to me. Like again, the painting had come naturally to me. This value system thing had come naturally to me, and of course, one thing which I always took the leadership is from my father. My father was a very concerned man, and he always believed in strong values. One thing very good my father used to do was every week, once in a week, we used to sit down as a family on a Wednesday, in fact, in the evening, and he used to read out stories from Reader's Digest. Reader's Digest has stories of real life stories, how people fought the various challenges, how they overcome challenges, and how they build up things and all that. So Reader Digest, even now till today, I'm subscribing that book, has many value-based stories. And in addition to that, so many other story books and all that, which my father bought it for me. And now, if I the question after you asked me, I now realize that my father has somehow been very dexterously and unknowing, without my knowing, he's been infusing his value, the kind of storybooks that he got to me, and the kind of story he would tell us every week, and various other, and even in our own house, he used to be very strict about not telling unnecessary lies and things like that. So that's how somehow I think it was came into my system right from my childhood.
That is so nice, so wonderful to hear that. So now, the coming to the later part, when you did so much of work related to uh, identifying a good character, good character in a person, and giving value to that. So, in this process, when you were doing all of this, is there some nice stories which emerged out of it, of people getting help by what you were doing, Yaneeshwar?
Yeah, like firstly, as far as the website is concerned, I've been able to help a lot during Corona, especially, and because there's like some people were in Delhi and their parents were stuck up uh, in Secunderabad here or local anywhere, and they were not able to move around. And in Secunderabad, we just had to drive a kilometer or so and help that person. If somebody's parents were in Secunderabad and also posted in Delhi or some field area, so we were able to help each other. And that is one thing, of course, very good thing which happened. In addition to this, the I've also been trying to imbibe some value system in the people who are around me, like simple thing like car cleaner, my carpenter, plumber, who comes. I talk to them for a minute. They say कि सब कुछ चलता है साहब, सब कुछ ये चोरी हो रही, डकाता हो रहा है, ये हो रहा है, वो हो रहा है, पता नहीं क्या लूट रहे हैं. मैंने कहा ऐसा कि नहीं, दुनिया में बहुत अच्छे लोग हैं, ठीक है, 3-4 बुरे लोग हैं, और आप लोग उन बुरे लोगों के बारे में यू कीप टॉकिंग अबाउट देम ऑल द टाइम. एंड देयर आर मेनी गुड पीपल इन दिस कंट्री. In fact, the country is very, very good. That is why we are progressing. Had it been, I don't name any country outside that we know where anarchy is there. Everybody been a bad person, the country would have been going behind. It is not so. The country is moving ahead. And there are many good people. And even when we came, like today, you and me are standing here peacefully sitting and talking, is because some good things are happening. There are bad things happening, maybe 5%, 6%. That is all. So overall, people are good. So that is my strong. I always believe that generally people are very, very good. Sometimes they get misguided. That is all. And extremists are maybe 4 or 5%. That's all. And extremists are like terrorists, or I mean, you can't do anything about it. So you just have to forget it. But rest 90-95% people are good. So basically, even in my own society, when I deal with people, or a shopkeeper by chance, if he gives me extra money, this happened several times. The shopkeeper gives me extra money by mistake, I return it, or somebody else leaves something behind, and the lower class people around even my maid for that matter, we talk to her, me and my wife ensure that we talk to her about value system and trying to put. So this way, gradually, and people have shown response. People have started talking that language, and that is very, very satisfying. So gradually, whatever difference I can make as far as in my circle of influence, I'm happy about it.
Yeah, thank you for that. And in fact, what would you say to, let's say, somebody who is now uh, superannuating or retiring from service and moving into the civil life, so to say? How would you say to guide them as to what should they do, approach their life after retirement? Dineshwar?
One thing which I would say, like to say for everybody for that matter, is like that. The famous, we have that prayer in NDA. Oh God, make me physically strong, mentally alert, morally straight. And to add to that, spiritually awake. Like, first the physical part. Even most of the veterans. In fact, I feel that after retirement, a veteran has good 30, 20 to 30 plus years of life. And it's the best part of the second inning is one of the best part. And that is what he would remember. So there also some of the veterans don't take care. The first part is the physical part. Like we see many people taking care of their car, polishing it every day and all that, and regular maintenance. But the body which is given to us by God is only one. The car can be bought. You can buy second car, third car, but body you can't buy. Body is only one. This car body is only one. The body car, as you say, and people don't take care of it. You don't take properly exercise it and don't feed it properly. Don't look after it when it gets bad and all that. So this body has to be kept for good about. This car has to be kept for 80, 90 years. The first thing is to take care of your own self. Proper exercise and proper food, proper health, whatever. And then is the mental part. Even now, I would request all the veterans, etc., who are retiring, even for the matter, even the young people who are there, they must keep themselves mentally alert, educate themselves, skill development, learn as much as possible, and read. And reading means deep reading, not reading WhatsApp or email or light books, magazines, etc. Some deep reading, fiction, non-fiction, so that reading is to mind what exercise is to body. Even today, I make it a point, me and my wife, to read a lot of books. Book reading gives you a lot of depth in life and a lot of happiness, satisfaction, and keeps your mind exercised. And that is for every age, in fact. And third point is, of course, the moral part. And we have to be morally straight. That is, unless you are morally straight, unless you're truthful to your own self and truthful to others, you cannot have a peaceful sleep. I strongly believe that if you are truthful to everybody else and truthful to your own self, you will have a peaceful sleep. Like the seminar, the video recording also, we don't trust, etc. So you have to be trustworthy. Unless you are trustworthy, even today, in a colony of, like I'm living in a colony of 600 veterans, and unless you are trustworthy each other, you are have faith in each other, and you be truthful to each other, you cannot have a peaceful life. So it is very, very important to have a good character. And even at late stage in life, suppose first 15, 20, 30 years of your life has been bad. Okay, now you can rectify yourself, correct yourself, and still come on to the path and have a peaceful life and develop your own good character. It is quite possible. And build up a good reputation. Because, again, that reputation matters. I don't want to name anybody, but we have seen people. There's so every day, every month, we face so many funerals. And that is the sad part. And people don't attend some people's funeral because he had a very bad reputation, and somebody who had a good reputation, hundreds of people, thousands of people attend. It's very simple. So that is what you have to decide: how many people do you want that you should attend your funeral. So that is a very important point. And the last point is spiritual part. Although spiritualism is not religion, spiritualism is more about self-actualization, knowing your own self, self-realization. There are many, and that is self-realization means connecting to the own soul. That is very important. And that is much more important at this age, especially for a veteran, to come into the stage of connecting your own soul and knowing about the supreme being who's there. There is a supreme power which is making everything happen. So unless you connect with your own self by meditation, introspection, etc., you cannot be happy in life. And there is a stage in life that unless you achieve the stage of self-actualization, you cannot progress. And that is what is to give you a also we evolve yourself and attain moksha or whatever. But if you want to have a peaceful life and a peaceful happiness that is want, you have to do it. Right? It's a famous saying of Ghalib also, no? That उम्र भर गालिब मैं यही भूल करता रहा, धूल चेहरे पे थी और आईना साफ करता रहा. So self-actualization is very, very important.
So I started with a question of your journey, how it started. Now I'll end this conversation, which has been absolutely wonderful listening to you, with let's say somebody who's now starting out in life, somebody who is finishing school and moving into towards a career, and then having achieved so much yourself. What would be your words of guidance to them? How they should approach the challenges of life? Sure.
Yeah, firstly, that I said that we should follow the NDA prayer of physically strong, mentally alert, morally straight, and spiritually awake. In fact, I would like that this poem, this phrase should be included in NDA prayer also, because unless the spiritual part is started from the academy itself, they will not become successful in life. When I attended the seminar at National Defense Academy for this Platinum Jubilee, there was a very big seminar on training where all the senior officers of Army, Navy, Air Force were there. Even CDS was present there. And one important, very good thing which came out of that, which I took it from there, is that first 14, 15 years of the life of an officer is like a football match. He is running up and down, left, right in, right out, front and back, kicking here and there. So that's kind of football match. But after 14, 15 years, not a football match. It is a different ball game. It can be golf or any other game, but it's a different ball game altogether. And later on, even more. And we all know that. I mean, you've been such a senior officer, you know it. So what brought us here till here may not take you ahead. So we have to keep changing continuously. What you did in school cannot do in college. What you did in college does not work out later. And what you did in academy does not happen after commission. So that is the mistake people. So you got to continuously evolve yourself. That is the most important point. And for that, you got to be aware and be learning. That is very, very important. So that is one thing which I had a good takeover from the academy. Otherwise, you must always do your best after keeping your physical, mental, moral part all fit. Do your best and leave the rest to God. Have a lot of faith. I mean, if you have a strong desire, strong will, and faith in yourself, and never lose courage, because uh, that is going unless you give up. If you give up, then you're gone. You should never give up in life and make your dream. You must dream big. For young people who are coming up, they must dream big. Unless you dream big, you can't achieve anything. Even Dr. Abdul Kalam had said, you must all dream big. So unless you dream big, then even sky is not the limit.
Thank you very much, General Ishwan, for taking the time out in this In Conversation episode. It's been absolutely wonderful listening to your life story. And on behalf of the viewers also who are listening, I would like to thank you. And viewers, with that, I bring this particular episode of In Conversation to a close, and I look forward to bringing more such episodes to you. Jai Hind.